On this episode of Quick Chinese Idioms, we will continue on from our last episode, so please check it out if you haven't. With the defeat of Zhao's army, Qin's army surrounded Zhao's capital. During this desperate situation, one man will save Zhao from this disaster, and his story will become known as the idiom 毛遂自荐, Mao Sui self-recommend. So with the capital under siege, King of Zhao's uncle Zhao Sheng decided to go ask for help from the neighboring states. Zhao Sheng gathered his retainers, and he decided to pick 20 to go with him on this trip. After he chosen 19 men, he couldn't find the 20th, since many of them were afraid that this would be a one-way trip. A man named Mao Sui came up to Zhao Sheng and said he is willing to go with him. Zhao Sheng was happy to see a man brave enough to take on this task. But he doesn't remember this man, so he asked, "Excuse me, sir, how long have you been working under me?" The man replied, 3 years. Zhao Sheng wasn't too happy with his answer and told him, talented people are like stitching out inside a bag, and it won't take long before they poke a hole through the bag and make them look noticeable. Sir, you have been working for me for 3 years, and I have never heard of you. I'm afraid you are not just very talented. Mao Sui laughed and replied, "That is because today is the first time you put me inside the bag. If you had put me inside the bag earlier, not only would I poke a hole, I would cut the bag straight through." Zhao Sheng wasn't all that convinced, but considering no one else was willing to go, he had no choice but to take Mao Sui. So the gang went to Chu first, since it was close by and had a strong army. Zhao Sheng met the king of Chu and tried to convince him to send troops to help Zhao. King of Chu doesn't care at all, so they talked for hours without progress. Zhao Sheng's retainers were also in the palace listening to the conversation. Mao Sui got mad because he found that King of Chu was taking the situation lightly. So he walked towards the King of Chu and drew his sword. He said, if King of Chu doesn't send troops to help Zhao, he will kill him right here. King of Chu got scared and agreed in a panic. Mao Sui demanded that they'll have a paper signed, so he won't back down on his words. Then Mao Sui changed to a friendlier tone to tell King of Chu why sending troops to fight Qin is beneficial to Chu. Mao Sui also mentioned how Qin messed with Chu in the past. He mentioned how this would be a chance to get revenge on Qin, and also look righteous among the states by helping Zhao. With these talks, it eased the anger of King of Chu, and he let them go. Zhao Sheng was surprised by Mao Sui's bravery and quick thinking, so he praised him for it. In the end, they managed to gather help from Chu, Wei, and other smaller states to help Zhao. Seeing this large coalition army, Qin had no choice but to retreat. This idiom can be used when you or someone self-recommend themselves for a job or task, and this action is described using 毛遂自荐. And the pronunciation is 毛遂自荐, 毛遂自荐. If you like the content of this video, please hit the subscribe button and the like button for more quick Chinese idioms in the future.